I gotta keep my voice down. I apologize. What a lot of people don't know. One of the reasons why I gotta keep my voice down is because my mom's working. Um, she works at home. I still live with my mom. Whatever. What a lot of people don't realize is that when it comes to bisexuality, a big misconception is that it's a 50-50 split. And it is for some people. You know what I mean? Like it is for some people, but I'd say for a lot of people it's not. You know what I mean? When it comes to that 50-50 split, that's kind of like similar to like it's kind of similar to being almost like pansexual or omnisexual kind of in a way. You know what I mean? I mean, you could be 50-50 split bisexual without identifying as pansexual or omnisexual. I'm just saying it's similar to that. But what I'm trying to get at is that um, there's a lot of people would have. I've talked about preference. I made multiple videos about bisexuality, and I've talked about my preferences in general. It's technically called having a lean. It's pretty common. It's pretty common for people to have leans. There's the gay leaning bisexual, and then there's the straight leaning bisexual. You know what I mean? I've said many times that I'm a man and I have a preference for women. So basically, I have a straight leaning preference. I'm a straight leaning bisexual. Technically, I'm omnisexual, whatever. But yeah, and that just basically for me, like I've talked about this before. I gotta keep my voice down once again. Basically, what that means is that it's like I'd say like um, almost every day for like it could be like for weeks or whatever, or like the duration varies, but it could be like for like almost every day for like weeks straight. I could be thinking about like women, you know what I mean? And then like maybe like in between like I think about a guy or whatever, but it's not like really that important. And then there's times where I only think about women and stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, that's just what it's like for me. It's just I'm mostly straight. Like I guess you would call it like hetero flexible. That's what you would call it. Again, I'm sorry if this video is like very ASMR. I gotta keep my voice down. Hopefully you can hear me okay. You can always turn up the volume if you can't hear me. But yeah, that's what it's like, man. I mean, it's not like I'm switching from totally straight. I mean, the idea of men are still in my background of a mind. It's not like I completely switched over. I'm not saying like I'm disgusted. I'm not saying I'm disgusted by one group of people one day and then into one group of people the next day. Like I'm never like disgusted by a group of people or anything like that. That's not what it is. It's just someday I only think about one group of people, or even if I am thinking about two groups, it's mostly of that other one group of whatever. So yeah, that's just what it's like for me. There is times though, and I don't know if anyone relates to this. I don't know if anyone with a lean relates to this, but I'm kind of fluid in a way because sometimes my lean changes. Now I think that's pretty uncommon. For the lean for the preference to change, I think that's pretty uncommon. I think when I was researching on the internet, usually people have a static, like a stable lean. They either have no lean at all or they have a stable lean. You know, for me, it's not really like that. It's kind of almost similar to abrosexual. Um, I'm kind of like similar in that regards, but I don't identify with that because those people go asexual at one point and I never do. But what I'm trying to get at before this video gets too long is there have been times where it's been the reverse, where like there was a time actually for months where I was kind of cutting down on thinking about women, almost totally, and I was only thinking about guys, mostly like femboys and twinks and stuff like that. There was a period in my life like that. Um, you know what I mean? And I'm actually thinking about doing that again. Maybe I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard sometimes to choose. Like you know what I mean? Um, you know what I mean? I'm pretty confident that I am attracted to women, but there's certain things about guys that, like physically, I'm talking about physically that I'm into, and I don't want to get too into detail. You probably know what I'm talking about. That like it's just better. You know what I mean? It's just a better body pieces. You know what I mean? But women, I don't know, they seem better in their own kind of regards. They also have great pieces too, so I'm kind of just like not confused, but it's kind of just like I know some people have mixed physical traits, secondary sex characteristics, sex characteristics, maybe third. I don't know. Maybe I'll find an extraterrestrial attractive one day who I don't know. Whatever they have them, I'm kind of just like whatever. Like I'm kind of open with whatever. Like how they dress. I'm a little bit picky with how people dress, but I'm mostly okay with whatever when it comes to like their body, like the biology. I'm open to like whatever. I'm not really judgmental. I don't want to be fetishizing or anything, so I won't really get into that unless if it is a fetish, like a foot fetish. I mean, you can't help that, but whatever. Mentality, like what do they identify as? Because I'm omnisexual, that is important to me. I'm not pansexual. I'm not attracted to people regardless of gender. And even if I am, because even if I am, I'm definitely not gender blind. Because there have been moments where I said, well, I don't care what you identify as. There have been moments where I've said that, so I guess people could misconstrue me as pansexual, but I don't really relate to that because I'm not gender blind. And for the most part, that's not how I feel. For the most part, gender is a factor, and I do kind of care. I talked about that in one of my videos. Gender is a factor, or something like that. I do usually care because, like I said, like I said in my gender is a factor video, I saw a feminine person, and I looked in the mirror and I said, "What are they?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of tripped me up. I kind of gave me kind of kind of like OCD in a way because even though I found this, it was a femboy, but even though I found this femboy attractive, I was confused. I didn't know for a second. With a pansexual, they don't care what the person identifies as. And I tried being like that, but it's like, okay, I am physically attracted to this person, but I want to know what to call them. You know what I mean? I know this is kind of trailing off topic, but so yeah, that's just me. And will I go gay leaning? I may or may not. But even if I do go gay leaning, I think I'll just go back to being straight leaning, for the most part. And even if I go back to gay leaning, I'll just go back to because I feel mostly straight. I feel mostly straight with a lot of aspects. You know what I mean? I got a sense of myself because it's YouTube and stuff like that. But and then when it comes to like non-binary and stuff like that, I know in a lot of these videos I talk very gender-binary, and I'm trying to not to. Dude, I'm. Oh, and another thing is when it comes to being omnisexual, I don't know if this would be a separate video, but someone asked me, okay, you're attracted to all genders. What about asexuals? Because they're not, I mean, not asexuals, what am I saying? What am I saying? What about agender people? Because you say you're attracted to all genders, but are you attracted to no gender people? Like, how can you be attracted to all genders if, what about the no gender people? Are they out of your league or whatever? And no. Even though I'm attracted to all genders, omnisexual, even the no genders, the agenders count. Would it be controversial if I said that agender is a gender, or no gender is a gender within itself? It's a non-gender gender, or it's a gender that's non-gender, or maybe I shouldn't say that because I don't want to offend anybody. Because I feel like if I say that, which I kind of already did, but I don't know if I believe in it. No, no, no. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it. No gender is no gender, and if you say you're no gender, you're no gender, and I don't want to whatever. I'm attracted to whatever. And it's just whatever. And when it comes to intersex, it's whatever. And trans people, they're not a third gender, but they're on my list too of people that I'm attracted to. I've already talked about that. I'm basically open to basically every combination and every identity, but I have a lean, and that's women. You know what I mean? Whether you're born a woman or you're a trans woman, that don't matter to me. If you're a woman, you're a woman. If you identify as a woman mentally pre-op, then I'll get with you. Post-op, I'll get with you. If you're physically a woman, I'll get with you. A woman is a woman, mentally or physically. It don't matter to me. Now, it is true that a lot of my attractions are physical. Unlike pansexuals are more like mental only. For me, it's kind of got to be both. Like you have to have the physical body and the mental body. But even if you don't, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. I work with whatever, dude. I'm not saying this to be desperate because I am kind of a virgin, but I don't think it has anything to do with me being desperate or my virginity. I think even if I lost my virginity and I was in a relationship, I would still be attracted to all these types of people. So that's my lean, basically. I'm sorry, I gotta probably end this video soon. So yeah, let me know if you have a lean, if you have a preference. Like I say, I'm a woman. I'm woman preferenced. That's women are my preference. Let me know if you do. This is Johnnyism. I don't know when my next video is going to be. I've been going through a lot of health related stuff. I don't know if I want to make a separate video about that. I don't know. But yeah.